forward to 929. So we just now read in the decree by how Poikid are going always abundant of the rebellion. That the various sins of our ancestors are going always, of the always are visited, and the grandchildren, the great grandchildren have to be punished, have to suffer for anointing for these sins that their ancestors committed. The question is, what is the Yosher? We have our hands full trying to answer to the punishment for our own maisim, for our own deeds. What says we should be responsible yet for our great grandparents. So there's the emotional, a very clever emotional Makad Nachla Bakle. One time a bear was about to attack a fox. So a fox is shrewd, the chidri, the fuchs. So he said to the bear, he said, you know, what will you have after all your efforts and trouble to devour me? He said, I'm only skin and bones. There's no real meat here, there's no steak, there's nothing there. If you look straight ahead, you'll see there's a human being. He's got sirloin steak, he's got all kind of hind, he's really got the goods. So forget about me, go take him, and you'll have a good, satisfying supper. So the third system, it says the Torah, it says, it's written in Pasuk, Miyad kol chayat yushena, that the Rebbeinu warned animals that you shouldn't touch a human being because you'll be punished. So the fox is clever. He said, nah. He said, that doesn't mean you. It means that your grandchildren maybe will have to pay. From that the Rebbeinu will collect. But you can forget. You won't suffer. You can enjoy yourself. Rest easy. You can have a good supper. So he said, oh, thank you very much. Wow, my goodness, okay. So Max place it. He starts to go with his speed. He runs towards towards this human being, and on the way there, he gets caught in a bear trap. So he tries to wiggle and turn all ways as a particle, a mishpat. He can't get out of the trap. So he hollers to the fox, you fox, you swindler, you been organized. You told me that I won't have this, that I won't pay a price if I go read up a human being. It's only my grandchildren. He said, yeah, I know. He said, you weren't caught in the trap because of you were going to eat up a human being. You were caught in the trap because your great-grandchildren had the same idea. They went when they devoured a human being. So you're paying for it. So the same thing, that's why we're accountable for, because we have in mind to do things that others will suffer from. The next generation, other generations will suffer. We have no idea what our koiches, our powers, our strength, the toiv and the ra, what they can accomplish. There's the most beautiful story happened in an army camp in America, United States, out in Georgia somewhere. The chaplain, the Rav Zimmerman, he was getting ready to daven with the soldiers. He was getting ready to daven in Mincha and Kabbalah Shabbos. So right before Mincha, a private comes over to him with 3 letters in his hand. And he says to him, Rabbi says, my parents are concentration camp survivors. They have very serious heart conditions. I have 3 letters from very prominent cardiologists that if I get shipped out to the front, even the possible danger of my coming into a battle or for any life-threatening situation, it will trigger a coronary and they'll never survive. Sunday, our whole camp is being shipped out to Korea. Is there anything that you could do about it? And he hands him the 3 letters. Down Mincha, Kavod Shabbos morning, the Rabbi, the chaplain, gets up 6 in the morning, and there was a fence. The whole camp was fenced in, and the one who was in charge, the only one that could change the order, is a general in his office is 6 miles away. He gets up 6 in the morning, he downs off it, makes kiddush, takes the 3 letters, and relied on the fence as a native to be able to walk with the letters in his hand. After a long, strenuous 6-mile walk, he arrives at the general's office, and he says, I'm Chaplain Robert Zimmerman, or what it was. He says, I want to see General so-and-so. So he said, well, he's busy right now. He has somebody in his office. Take a seat. He'll see you as soon as he can. He waits there about 15, 20 minutes, half hour, and the general calls him in. Yes, Chaplain, what can I do for you? He said, well, I have a private under my charge, comes to services, and he tells him the story that he has parents that are concentration camp survivors, and they both suffer from very serious coronaries, their heart condition, and being that his camp is, he's being shipped out to Korea to the battlefront on Sunday, he said the parents will hear news like that, it will trigger a coronary and they'll not survive. And here are letters from 3 very, very prominent cardiologists. So the general gets up and says, the robe the chaplain was wearing, what he had was luchas pinned to his lapel. He says, Rabbi, he says, with all due respect, you see these tablets you have, they're made of stone. He said, just like they cannot be broken, those orders to be shipped out Sunday morning cannot be broken. Private so-and-so has to be shipped out to Korea on Sunday morning. So, thank you very much for your time, General. Have a good day. There's nothing he can do about it. He turns around and he starts to leave the office. So the general says to him, just a minute. You don't have to walk out. We'll have somebody bring your car here. He says, no, I didn't come with my car. You didn't come with your car? Okay, so we'll get you a car that'll take you back to your camp. So he says, no, I wasn't driven here. Well, how did you get here? You know, I walked. You what? You walked 6 miles? He says, yes, I walked 6 miles. It's my Sabbath. I'm not familiar with driving a car. He said, just a minute. Is that private a relative of yours? He says, no. A distant relative? No. Is he a neighbor of yours back home? He says, no. Did anybody approach you that you're very, very friendly with, that you must do them a favor, you owe them a favor, or any kind of favor? He says, no. He's a total stranger, just a soldier, a private in the army? He says, yes. And for that total stranger, you walked 6 miles? He says, yes. Sit down. Just on the telephone. He said, this is General so-and-so. Private so-and-so is not to be shipped out to Korea on Sunday. He's to be sent to a camp in Staten Island with orders that every Friday he's to get a furlough, to go home to his parents and return on Monday. We have no idea what our koyach, what we can accomplish. Not even Akashi Oimer.